friends, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're well. Today is really an exciting video because I'll be walking you through the process and how I'm working on improving my anatomy skills. I'll show you some of the exercises I use to get better at drawing faces and figures. But before that, I want to share the tool that I've been using to organize my references, and it's called Milnote. Milnote is a digital tool that I use to organize my ideas and projects, and it really helped me a lot. So you know that I use references from Pinterest a lot, and I have a ton of boards going on there. Well, I use those boards as inspiration for my art, but it can be a real hassle to reference those images during the actual creation process because I have to scroll a lot, especially when I'm searching back and forth with different photos. It's the same thing when I download them. I still have to swipe and scroll down, and it makes my gallery more cluttered, and it's frustrating trying to find that one specific image among the chaos. In the past, I used Photoshop to arrange my references before drawing, but it lacked the flexibility and efficiency I desired. That's when I discovered Milnote, and it's really been a game changer. It's like having a digital sketchbook where I can organize my references, add notes, tags, and even doodle directly onto the workspace. It's so easy to access and customize everything in one central location. I think everyone should give it a try, and if you're an artist, I definitely recommend using Milnote. You can use it to maintain a structured routine for drawing sessions, establish a consistent practice habit, and enhance your art studies. And the best part, you can start using Milnote for free with no time limits. So if you want to make your creative process smoother and more fun, check out the link in the description below to sign up for Milnote today. And don't forget to share experiences in the comments below. Let's go explore more about the features of Milnote. I'm super excited to share my favorite features with you. Right now, I have a board all about art ideas and studies, and it's giving me all the feels. The soft warm pastel vibes are just so aesthetic. I really adore how visually stunning Milnote is. So let me give you a quick tour of my board. First off, we have the main studies section where I'm working on anatomy practices. Here's the facial studies, eyes, nose, lips, hand poses, and also the head positions, face structures or expressions, and body proportions. Then there's the figure studies when I'm practicing gesture, perspective, light and shadow, and of course I have some sketch practices here below that I really like. Here's the board for color studies, hairstyle and clothing, and some painting methods. This one is like more on digital art techniques. Here's more reference, and here whenever I get a new idea, I just create a new board and dump all the images and notes into it. Now let me show you my favorite digital art pieces. I'm a beginner to digital art, but I've been getting into it lately, and I'm having so much fun. I love collecting and admiring the works of other digital artists. I'm trying to learn from their techniques and figure out what makes their art stand out. Milnote has checklist feature as well. You can set due dates and stay on track with your projects and tasks. If you're working with other artists or even clients, you can also invite them to your boards and work together in real time. It's so much easier to share ideas, give feedback, and keep everyone on the same page. And they have a collection of beautifully designed templates here. With over 100 built-in templates, you can create mood boards, storyboards, roadmaps, and more, perfect for schoolwork or just for fun. But if you want to create from scratch, no worries, you can literally navigate everything here so easily without having to spend hours trying to figure out how to use every tool. It's not overwhelming with a ton of features you never use. Instead, it focuses on the essentials, making it easy for artists like us to stay organized. What I also love about this is I can drag and drop elements from different tabs or sites. It's so useful, like here I don't have to download the image from Pinterest, I just have to move the element. It's really convenient. I'm totally obsessed with this app. It's so cute and fun. The interface is sleek and minimalist, and it's super user-friendly. As an artist, I know it can be tough to find a tool that fits your unique style and workflow, but Milnote totally gets it right. I love how versatile and customizable it is. You can add all sorts of features to your board and make it work just for you. That's what sets it apart from other apps for me. Like I said earlier, you can definitely draw here. Personally, I find this very helpful because it's way easier to study anatomy and add quick notes. I can just sketch directly onto the page or on top of any element. Like here, I'm breaking down the figure into different shapes. By doing this, I can get a feel for the proportions and angles, and it's super helpful for learning about foreshortening as well. I've been using Milnote for a month now, and it's seriously improved my workflow. It helps me keep track of my ideas and projects in one tidy digital space. Milnote is really a breath of fresh air for those of us who struggle with organization. So if you're looking for a way to declutter your creative process, give Milnote a try. You won't regret it. So sign up for free today, link in the description. So I start by drawing basic shapes of a figure. I think of the human body as a collection of simple 3D shapes. Spheres are cube for the head and torso, cylinders for limbs. I usually practice sketching these shapes to get comfortable with visualizing form in space. One of my favorite exercises is to reference a real subject and break it down into basic shapes and different planes of form. It's like solving a puzzle, and it helps me construct a solid foundation for drawing figures. So gesture drawing is all about capturing the life of a pose, its movement and energy, not sweating the tiny details. We're going for the big picture here. My favorite way to practice gesture drawing is also a great warm-up. I set a timer for 30 seconds, grab a fine liner, and just go for it. It's fast, there's no pressure to be perfect, and all I have to focus on is the flow and direction of my lines. The goal is to understand how the figure moves. I repeat this with different poses, gradually giving myself more time as I get more comfortable. The more I do this, the more my hand seems to know what to do. It's like muscle memory. All that repetition helps me internalize proportions and the subtle details of anatomy, which in turn makes me way more confident when drawing figures in general. In this, my lines might be a bit more defined than ideal for pure gesture drawing, but that's okay as long as I'm focusing on building that muscle memory and capturing the movement. Aside from practices earlier, this is also an important one, which is about muscle isolation. I think about them as sausages or balloons wrapped around the bones. I use reference photos to help me visualize their form and location on the body, and then I isolate the arms and legs in different positions and just focus on capturing the muscle form and how it changes with movement. I pay attention to how all the shapes connect and how the muscle moves, and I also draw them from different angles to really solidify my understanding. Now we focus on dynamic action. These are poses that capture movement, energy, and of course action. To practice drawing them, I often use characters from action-packed media as references. This includes shonen manga, sports manga, action manhwa, and also from anime. These are already simplified, which is what I really prefer in learning anatomy. The reason I find this method so interesting is that these references depict characters in the midst of action, perfectly conveying emotions like power and determination, which is like something I really want to learn. Also, it makes consuming entertainment more productive. Whenever I come across a particularly striking pose in an anime or manga, I can simply pause or stop and capture it in a sketch. This not only keeps things interesting but also ensures I'm constantly filling my sketchbook with new ideas. So this is another method that I think most artists do, and if you're looking for a shortcut, this might work for you. This is simply learning by studying how other artists do it. Instead of starting from scratch, we can peek at how other artists draw anatomy. This is more about grabbing an artwork you admire and really studying it. See how the artist uses simple shapes to build the figure and how they approach faces and poses. Look at different artworks and art styles, because the more you actively observe how artists use shapes, the better your hand gets at remembering them. But it's not just about copying, it's about understanding why things look the way they do, like why a muscle is drawn a certain way or how the face fits into the pose. This actually is something I've been doing for ages without even realizing it, and also the only method that has significantly improved my skills. Literally, like, my improvement really jumped forward for a short period of time. I really believe this method is a super effective way to learn anatomy quickly. Also, there's a ton to learn from what other artists create. You simply gain from their experience and accelerate your own learning. Now, this is the real thing and also very exciting because this is where all those anatomy exercises come into play. We'll now put that knowledge and skill to use by simplifying and drawing faces and figures in our own way. Anatomy is like the foundation of your drawing skills, but it's not meant to be a cage that limits your creativity. As you become more confident, you can experiment with stylization and push the limits of proportions for a more dynamic look. The more you practice stylizing your subject, the more comfortable you'll become with manipulating anatomy for your desired effect. Stylization is all about having fun and being creative, but it can be very frustrating if you don't know the basics. Anatomy makes it all work, so even if you're going for a super stylized look, don't skip out on anatomy practice. When you have solid foundation of the subject, your strokes become more intentional and it's way more fun to create something that looks cool and believable because you know what you're doing. Just find what method works best for you, keep those pencils moving, stay curious, and most importantly, enjoy the process. Every great artist started somewhere, so don't worry too much.